Hello everybody, welcome back. Today's a big day. Well, actually it's kind of still just a clean out day, but today I'm going to be taking metal to the scrapyard. So I got a bunch of giant piles, and the piles are getting bigger, and sadly most of it's like light HVAC tin and stuff, so it won't bring a lot of money. I'm going to try to mix a few heavier things in as well. So it'll be kind of cool to fill up the trailer, clean a little bit out, take a look at the trailer, what it looks like when I get some stuff on it, and try to guess how much money I'm going to get for that. So there are always expenses with this building, and it'll come in really helpful. So mostly I'm just excited about getting some more stuff out of the building. So that's always a great thing. So let's go in and do a little survey and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I definitely want to drive the truck in with the trailer because none of the piles of metal are near the door. So yeah, so I think step one is going to be trying to clear that area out a little bit so I can actually drive through here. That's the awesome thing about this lower level, is you can just basically drive with the vehicle anywhere in here. As a matter of fact, there's one parked right there. And yeah, so let's go see what we got metal wise. Here's a little pile here. This was just stuff that was laying around when I swept and cleaned out the building. All of that stuff is clean wood and cardboard. So that's a subject for another day. But yeah, so I'm kind of in the dark here, so I'm gonna need to move my light around. But there is one pile that's over here in the light. Let me take you there. Are you guys getting to know the layout of the building a little better now? It's kind of hard to get oriented, especially once I edit and chop up the video. Kind of jumpy. All right, so here's a pile. I'm not super excited about this pile because it's all HVAC that was thrown out of the third floor window when we were cleaning out that space. But it is super lightweight. Super lightweight, and it takes up a lot of room on the trailer. So my strategy is to, over time, try to put larger objects, heavier objects, that kind of thing on the trailer, and then pepper this stuff in around it when I go. And I mean, it adds up, so, and it's got to get out of here. But I don't know with that stuff, because the scrapyard is like a 15-minute drive in a big old truck. I don't know if that would even pay for the gas money to get there and back. So that being said, the upside is that it would be out of here, so I'm not going to complain too much. But yeah. All right. Okay, so here's another pile. This, it's kind of dark in here. Let me see if I can kind of show you where we're at. There is the back side of the elevator, which has a overhead door that lifts up. And there's the main bay, so that's where we're at. And if you walk back here, all of this metal, this entire pile that you see right here, came from this room here that I've been posting a lot of videos about recently. Came out of in here. So I was just basically, I knew it just had to get out so I could make progress, and I've been squirreling it away right here. I've got a few bigger pieces that are kind of heavy. I was thinking about doing a project with those, but I need to get real with myself. Am I ever actually going to do a project with those? I really need to get them out of the building. So yeah, sadly, those are not going to turn into some awesome project. They're just going to go. and I'm going to sell them for scrap, and they, in their own little way, are going to contribute to the greater good in getting this building back on its feet. So they're going to go. That being said, there is one little item here, and there are several of these in the building. Some like old air conditioner units. They have these copper, I think they call them noodles, and then copper fin, which is this aluminum fin, and it's got copper running. Those are basically long copper tubes going back and forth. And I think I can get a much better price for that. And there's one on the bottom as well in there. So that's the thing, like, is it worth the time? If you're hustling to make money, that's kind of a cool thing to do, be able to take that apart and get a better price for it. I have so much on my shoulders with this building. I don't know if I can. So what I may do is just hit it with a sledgehammer, knock those out the best I can, cut those noodles off with a Sawzall, and at least have a little pile of copper to add to my collection. So that's gonna go. And then I've got one other place down here on the bottom floor that, yeah, I'd like to show you. Hold on a second. And I've talked about this room before. It's kind of spooky back here. Last time a cat jumped out. It's almost too dark to see. I've talked about this room before. This is where we had a fire. So somebody threw something through the window, and this thing went up. There were flames just rolling out of the windows. The fire department came, and they just basically aimed their hoses at the windows and blew those windows out, and water was just coming in. And the good thing is that this was a later addition to the building, and I don't know if you can see up there, it's probably too dark. Those are concrete floors. The whole, it's basically like a concrete pillbox. So there's nothing burnable. There's this old subway tile here on the walls. And the fire was roaring, and they were just pumping water in. And that's one of the things, when you have a fire, there's the fire damage, there's smoke damage, and there's water damage. And the cool thing is that the building is basically a concrete pillbox, like I said. And when the water came in, this was like a bathroom shower area type place. All the water just went down the drain. There was nothing that could be damaged by the water. The windows were the only thing. So, and then once again, like I said, I've showed this before, but there's soot. And if I rub, it just kind of comes off there. So the walls need a good washing, but really there was no damage to the building. The paint curled just a little bit on the doors, but the doors even, the wood doors are still in great shape. So, yeah. So anyway, everything that's metal in these rooms basically is worthless at this point. So it's all going to the scrapyard. Here is a giant heater, pretty big, not too heavy. There's another heater right behind it. There's some old stoves and air conditioners, and there's another air conditioner with noodles. It's a little bit too dark to see, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on that, but all this is gonna go. And then there's one other really cool thing, which is in here. It's this like 10 or 11, I don't know how long it is. It's really long, 3-well stainless steel restaurant sink. And it's also got wells. I guess those 2 wells there are for like silverware or something. And it looks horrible right now. It looks really dirty, but it's actually in great condition. The fire did not damage it. Stainless steel, so somehow it was able to kind of weather everything. And so I'm gonna pull that out, and I don't know what I wanna do with this building, but I have a feeling that this could come in handy. So I'm definitely gonna try to salvage that. And then there's some stuff underneath. I've never been able to see what's been stored and pushed under there, so might get some surprises there. The challenge with this room is that there's a very narrow door here, and you gotta negotiate through this narrow hallway and around and through this room and out this door, and then I have to negotiate through all this stuff over here. to get it out. And the closest point that I can bring the trailer would be right over here by the elevator. So I could pull up here, but that's quite a ways to just be carrying metal back and forth. So I think that's going to be the last priority, that particular space in there. So, all right, I'm going to go clean a way to get the truck and trailer in here, and I'm going to start loading up. Let's see how much money we can make. Okay, so now I have to decide, am I going to pull in and then back out, or back in and then pull out when I'm done? Either way, I got to do both, and it's going to be a tight squeeze. But I think if I back in, I'll get the hard part out of the way, and then I'll be positioned better for easier loading. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I've gotten to a place where I'm kind of pretty good at knowing which way to rotate the wheel to back the trailer. But it's like an added level of difficulty at that choke point where, you're really not able to move left or right. So you have to have it super lined up before you even start. So, but yeah, here we are all the way down, and we've got a pretty short little distance there to carry the metal. So. Nothing to grab onto. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna cherry pick some of the larger, heavier items, and then pepper in all that lightweight stuff. That'll also help with keeping it contained on the trailer when I drive. I think I'm gonna need to figure out some kind of a tarp or something to put over it so that it doesn't blow out. So just don't want to be that guy. Okay, so one of the most common comments I get below my videos is, why aren't you wearing gloves? And actually I have two really good reasons for that. The first one is that I buy gloves all the time and then I set them down. And this place is like a black hole. If you set your glasses down or a pair of gloves, you are never gonna see them again until maybe someday when you're not looking for them. And so you buy them and then you buy them again and you get some more and you get some more. And how many pairs of gloves can you buy? So that's like a, that's not an excuse. I'm kind of using it as an excuse, but that's a character flaw that I got to work on. So pay attention to where I'm putting stuff, be more deliberate. The other thing is I'm trying to make these videos and the phone doesn't react when I've got gloves. So I may need to find actual work gloves that work with that little electrical connection that has to happen when you touch the screen. So yeah, so very frequently you will see me without gloves because it's a pain in the butt to take the gloves off every few seconds to press record and then put them back on. And then, yeah, so anyway, enough excuses, back to work. That's a pretty good chunk of copper right there. And I think copper's got a pretty good price right now. So let's see if I can get that off of there. Okay, so like so many of my other projects, once I get started, I end up pivoting and changing my game plan. So I've reduced that pile quite a bit, and there's just nothing that weighs a lot. It's all that ultralight tin, and it's real bulky too because it's HVAC and it's, you know, in these big cylinders. And yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do is focus on the heavier stuff to make my trip worth it. And then I'm gonna reach out and find a local scrapper who wants to take it, and maybe if he'll take the time to take it over there, we'll just split the money. That'll accomplish a couple things, but most importantly, it'll just get it out of here. So I think that's what I'm gonna do on that. I need somebody with a big trailer with some walls on it, because that definitely requires walls on your trailer. That stuff will catch air and it'll be all over the place. Even if you have a tarp, it's pretty squirrely. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go back into the fire room and see what I can pull out of there real quick. Okay, so starting to fill up a little bit. Pulled this out, it's fire damaged, and it's got these electric motors in it, and I know that those have copper in them. But it's kind of a personal choice. It's like time and effort versus money. And with the scale of the project that I've got, I just do not have time to do that. I want it all gone. I'd almost just tell somebody to come in and take it all, to be honest. But the little cash that it does bring does help. I just can't afford the time to, you know, harvest every little thing out of it. So it's just going on the pile. Don't be mad at me. It is getting recycled. It's going to be used, so got a clear conscience there. But my time is just more valuable than that at the moment because of the scale here. Okay, got an old stove here. This thing is an oldie. That's kind of neat. Yeah, might be the last one of this model in existence. But the good thing is it's going to be the heaviest on the entire channel. That's a pretty cool handle. Oh yeah, old school. Check out that light bulb right there. So, all right, buddy, off you go. Okay. Oh. The good thing is these bigger heavy things are holding down the loose stuff, so I might not have any problem with stuff blowing out. So see if I can get a couple big chunks for this side and I'll strap it down. I think we'll be ready to go. The good thing is these bigger heavy things are holding down the loose stuff, so I might not have any problem with stuff blowing out. So see if I can get a couple big chunks for this side and I'll strap it down. I think we'll be ready to go. Okay, so I've decided I need to pull forward a little bit because I'm too close to the wall and the things I'm trying to lift up are pretty heavy. So I'm gonna do that. But while I'm getting ready to do that, I found a couple cool things in there. Just moving those big HVAC components out because I haven't really looked through that room at all. Here's an old ball peen hammerhead, which is kind of neat. Here's a ceramic Christmas item. The only damage that I can see is this little tip-top thing, and probably something like that could be found and added there. But yeah, somehow it survived. Let's see. Snow Village, 1990. At first I thought it was older because the way it looks, but that's actually the fire damage. It's not aging. And then maybe the most interesting thing is a bottle full of pills. This looks like a pretty old bottle. I don't have my glasses on, so I'll just film this, and I don't know if that's legible or, let me see. Emperin compound. So I guess it's something like aspirin, but kind of a neat old bottle. There's like an external door that goes out to the street right there by that room. So at some point we'll get dumpsters here and just start using snow shovels and getting, because it's all, you know, it was sprayed, it was burned, it was, you know, it's got to go. But we may find a couple interesting little items, so make sure and do a video out of that. Right now I'm going to pull this forward, get my last two pieces on, and I'll pull it outside. I'll give you guys a look, and then you can make a guess about what you think this will bring at the scrapyard. So not a whole lot, spoiler, but we'll see. Well, found this guy. It's going to bring me a ton of money at the scrapyard. Just kidding. That's not going to the scrapyard. I'm going to throw it up here on the trailer so I can, I don't have to carry it around, but I'm going to put it out on the street. Somebody's dad will pick that up and spray it off with a garden hose and maybe spray some Fix-A-Flat in there, and that's got some life in it left. Some kid's going to enjoy that. Okay, so let's go drop this bike off, get the trailer outside the building and take a look at the load, and then we're off to the scrapyard. Woo, tight squeeze. It's way more than enough to drive out of here if all this stuff wasn't lining the walls, so that's got to be on the to-do list for sure. All right, I'm gonna put you guys down because I gotta get out of here. What do you think? Minus that bike, I'm gonna put that out front. Let's go find out. Okay, let's get going. So basically it's pretty simple. You just pull in, pull up on these scales here and wait for her to wave you in. So, and then they'll put the weight of your vehicle on the outside so that you know. No funny business.
All right, first pile to your left.
Okay, thank you. 8380, I think. There was the light was shining, so I'm not sure I got the last digit right, but 83 something. Ooh. Okay, let's go unload. Let's go unload here. You just basically pull up and then back in and throw everything off. Sometimes they'll come with a big truck with a giant magnet and take it off for you, but I've messed up my turn signals a couple times, so I prefer just to do it myself. If I put it in reverse. Okay, 13 minutes. Definitely unloads faster than it loads. So I'm gonna go see what the new weight is. Already forgot what the starting weight was. Well, I guess that if it's less than $100, they pay you cash money, so no checks involved. Let's see, 20. What'd you guys guess? 40, 60, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. $69.30.